The Warden is the strongest mob in all of Minecraft, added in the recent 1.19 wild update. It has crazy strong attacks, goes to wherever you make sound, and can two-shot a player in full netherite. Naturally, everyone wants to kill it because of this difficulty, but what if I told you that it really isn't that hard? What if I told you that you could beat it without any armor, tools, or weapons, quickly and painlessly? Well, today I'm going to tell you how I did just that. In my last video on this world, I got the hardest achievement in Minecraft, which requires you to have every effect simultaneously. You should check that out after this video, as it will provide some context to this challenge. As with any video on this world, my rules stay the same. No tools, weapons, armor, or shields, with the exception of shears, fishing rods, and flint and steels. My strategy to defeat the Warden was pretty simple. I need potions, a golden apple, end crystals, and obsidian. But how will I get these items with only my fist? Well, it can be done, it will just take a long time. The first thing I wanted to get was the end crystals. The main ingredient for end crystals that make them hard to obtain is the ghast tear. It's dropped from killing a ghast, which flies over massive seas of lava, shooting fireballs at me. Impossible, right? Well, I'm not gonna get ghast tears in the traditional way. The Minecraft community is renowned for designing the most efficient farms to suit their every need. This was the answer. I can just make a normal ghast farm and not have to suffer, right? Wrong. A normal ghast farm requires wither roses, dropped when the wither kills a mob, and it needs a lot of them. Now 1, I can't get that many mobs to a wither trap. 2, I can't kill the wither without a wither trap. 3, I'm not spending hours of my life grinding through emo skeleton skulls to get a few pretty, diseased flowers. I thought all hope was lost when I discovered something amazing. I found a ghast farm without wither roses. By the way, I'm linking every farm I use in this video, and also putting their names on the screen when their farm shows up. I highly recommend all the farms I have used in this video. So this ghast farm requires obsidian. I can trade my precious gold blocks to piglins to get some obsidian, but it's a really low chance. So to maximize that chance, I need a gold farm. I know, this is a lot of farms, but I found a gold farm design I really like. Oh. This farm requires a turtle egg, which is 100% impossible for me to get in this world. You can only get turtle eggs if you have silk touch, but what am I supposed to put silk touch on? As my last resort, I found a super early game gold farm, which was basically just a hole in the floor and some chests. I knew the farm would take forever to use due to having no weapon, so I tried to add my own twist to the farm. Dripstone. Dripstone amplifies fall damage, and could do most of the damage for me, speeding up the farm massively. So I headed to a dripstone cave and started blowing it up with TNT to collect the drops. After getting enough, I started to build the farm, when everything started to fall apart. I had no idea how I would actually get the drops off of the dripstone. I tried pushing blocks into hopper minecarts, but it eventually didn't work and I had to blow it up and restart. No! You're kidding me! How did that touch it? They forgive dead players. That means I can die near my portal, and they'll forgive me. I'm just gonna let them kill me. After about an hour, I had finally built the hole in the ground, and oh my god, the drop rates are abysmal. After 1 hour of AFKing, I came back to 4 gold ingots. Yeah, this farm was completely useless at what I wanted it to do, but it was good at one thing, getting XP. The XP from the pigment was enough to fully mend my elytra, allowing me a lot more flight time, so I AFK'd some more. The next thing on my checklist was blaze rods. I need blaze powder for the end crystals and also for the potions. I went to the nether with fire resistance and strength, and killed enough blazes to give me 24 blaze rods. But as I was about to leave, I got ambushed by 3 blazes and killed inside the spawner room. This means my stuff was lying inside a room with 3 blazes, about to disappear if I didn't collect it within 5 minutes. With no other choice, I did what any sane person would do. Run inside the room, run around the room to collect every item, get shot by a fireball on the way outside, and burn to death outside the room. It was a success though. I went back to collect my stuff and went back home. The next thing I needed was relatively easy to get compared to the previous things. I needed quartz to craft observers for the gas farm. This was really simple to get. I just went to the nether, found some quartz, blew up the ores with TNT and collected it. I got about 20 quartz and headed back home. But the easy tasks did not last very long, for I had a monumental task ahead of me. Getting slime. If you didn't already know, slime spawn both in swamps and in little chunks of the world known as slime chunks. You can build a slime farm in slime chunks, and since I've made a few farms, I'd go for that, right? No, building a slime farm makes you mine out a whole chunk. I spent an hour digging down into a stronghold. I am not mining out an entire chunk. I had to go the old-fashioned way. I brought 2.5 stacks of bread, 6 stacks of gunpowder, and half a stack of iron blocks with me and headed for a swamp. Oh yeah, this is probably a good time to mention that I am rich. Look at how much gunpowder and iron I have. This was absolutely nothing for me. At the swamp, I set up a temporary base on top of a tree and waited for night to come. Luckily, it was a full moon, which, if you didn't know, is the moon phase which allows the most slime spawns. Slime. Oh my god. It dropped nothing. There are some massive slimes here. Like, massive. Can slimes be set on fire? Yeah, they can. I don't think the little ones can't hurt you. $25 slime balls. There's another slime over there. 35. Okay, I got 50. Please, one more slime. I want a stack in a night. Please. No, I'm not getting another one. Yeah, there's none left. Well, I got 48. Which is actually insane. This is way quicker than I thought it would be. Although that was a full moon. So the other days are gonna be way less. After some close calls, I had collected 48 slime balls in one night. A good start to reaching my goal of 2 stacks. The next night came and I managed to get another 29. I got 35 the next night and a pathetic 1 slime ball the night after. 1 slime ball. Wow, how much? The next night's gonna be in new moons, 0 slime spawns. And right after that is another one of these moons. And then the next 3 nights gave me nothing. After waiting for another hour, I got 5 more. On the final night, I managed to get the last 11 to reach my goal. I had killed 150 slimes and been in that swamp for over 3 hours. I happily returned home when this happened. No! For God's sake! A creeper blew up half of my chest, and I had to reorganize everything. I hate creepers so much. Anyway, I began to craft all the things I needed for my gas farm, and I actually built a farm once in a creative world, just to make sure it works, which it did. I made a schematic of that farm since the tutorial didn't explain how to build the collection system, or how many materials were needed. Now I actually knew exactly how many blocks I needed. The farm has to be built out of about 12 stacks of building blocks, and I needed a lot of redstone for the collection system. I went to a nearby cave and used TNT to get cobblestone and redstone. I also went to the nearby desert and collected a full inventory of sand, which I used to replenish my TNT supply. Okay, this isn't very related to the gas farm, but I've been building museum exhibits in this world. I built a nether exhibit, complete with an emo skeleton, and an end exhibit, displaying my dragon egg proudly. The next one I make will be a deep dark one, so if you want to see that, then you can always subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you. After crafting the last blocks, I was finally ready to build the ghast farm. I got on top of the nether roof using some ladders and an ender pearl, and broke the bedrock so I could get back down. First try! First try! But the crying obsidian I placed looked really ugly, so I tried to remove it. I'll let you experience how long this took to mine. I overlaid the schematic onto my world and started to build the farm. To get up to the spawning platform, I built a shoddy staircase which I kept falling off of. As I was building the spawning platform, skeletons kept spawning and knocking me off. I also fell off a lot and even had to fight some random ghasts that spawned. I accidentally placed my observer wrong, so I had to go all the way back just to replace it. Since I was already at my base, I decided to bring some scaffolding back to make it easier to build. The main part of the farm was finally finished, however I still needed to build the collection system. I got some trapdoors, once again loaded the schematic and got to work. After hours of grueling work, I had finally finished the farm I spent the entire day on. Did I mention that all of that was in one day? Anyway, it was about 2 AM, so I went to sleep. I woke up and immediately started AFKing on my ghast farm. After about half an hour, I had 17 ghast tears, which was nearly double of what I needed. I took 9 ghast tears with me and went back home. I now needed 9 obsidian and 4 ender pearls for my warden setup. I took 6 gold blocks, which is equal to 54 gold ingots, dug a hole in the nether and lured piglins in so I could trade with them. I got 4 obsidian but quite a lot of crying obsidian. I was able to substitute 5 of the obsidian in the warden setup for some crying obsidian. However, I got no pearls at all from 6 gold blocks. Pretty unlucky if you ask me. And that means I had to choose plan B, going back to the end and killing endermen until I get enough ender pearls. After I got enough ender pearls, I went home and brewed some potions. I needed regeneration to survive a sonic boom, strength to finish off a warden if I ran out of crystals, and night vision. Well, I didn't need night vision. I thought it would negate the effect of darkness, but apparently not. I started traveling to my ancient city when I realized I had made a crucial mistake. I forgot to bring snowballs. I needed snowballs to lure the warden over to the place I was going to kill it at. Upon arriving there, I saw that I was on top of the mountain, meaning I had to mine down 200 blocks. I built a small hut, left all my stuff there and began to dig down. After half an hour, I reached the ancient city. I died from before but respawned in my hut, where I grabbed all my stuff and went back down the hole to fight the warden. I picked an area that wasn't too close to any skulk shriekers, because the last thing I want is a warden to spawn while I'm setting it up. I dug out a hole in the shape of the plus sign, replaced the floor with crying obsidian and the 4 blocks at the top with obsidian. I did this because you can only place end crystals on regular obsidian, and not on crying obsidian. I was finally ready to fight it. I ran over to my closest skulk shrieker and set it off 4 times. My snowballs were to lure it to its inevitable death. Warden time. I did it. I did it. I didn't even need 8, I only needed 7. I had killed the Warden after 2 days of nearly non-stop grinding. This is how much iron I have, and this is how much gunpowder I have. Overall, I'm pleased with how this went, and I'm glad I did this. However, this challenge has left me scared for what other crazy challenges I may do on this world. If you have any ideas for what I should do on this world, feel free to tell me in the comments. If you liked this video and want to see more just like it, you can always subscribe. Thank you for watching.